Okay, it's autumn. The boat's been hauled out. We're going to store it this year with the mast up, but now we need to winterize it. So it's all about winterizing the engine, all the plumbing, and then covering the boat for the winter. You know why? Because it's end of season. Some people may be wondering, winterize? Why winterize? Well, up here in Canada, we have to winterize because we have to get the water all out of the system. The water will freeze, and if it freezes, it will crack the engine, it can crack all your plumbing, it will crack your toilet, everything that has water in it. So we've got to get all the water out, and if you put the antifreeze in there, then of course it's not going to freeze. And so now you're good for the winter. Okay, we're going to winterize the engine here now, and just the way we like to do it, we're going to keep it basic. So the first thing I will do is I'm going to shut off the seacock, and that stops anything from coming up during the winter. So the seacock goes up to the sea strainer. I'm going to disconnect this hose. I'm going to put the hose into the antifreeze, start the engine, and the water is going to go into the pump here, into the engine, come out the muffler, which is back there. And once I see it coming out of the exhaust at the back, the engine is winterized. Okay, the clamps have been loosened. I'm going to pull them down out of the way. I'm going to get a little pipe on here to twist this off. Okay, this hose is coming off fairly easy. Okay, keep giving it a twist. There we go. So this is the easiest. We're just going to put this hose right into there if we can. And one thing you got to make sure that it's not going to be touching anywhere there. You see that we've got the hose down into there. This looks like it's pretty stable. And then I'm going to start this engine now. We got to watch it we don't drain this. As soon as it comes out the back, we're going to say that's it. Okay, it was working at the front. Let's double check back here. Yes, there we go. So you see the pink coming out? The pink coming out means it's all through the system now. So I'm just going to run a little bit more so I know everything's good, and then we'll shut her off. Okay, so that took about half of that jar of container, and that thing cost about $17 for that. So we've probably used about $8 worth of fluid for the winter, for winterizing that engine. Okay, I like to take the electronics off for the winter. So we'll take the chart plotter. It's been disconnected. We'll take that off and take that home. The fish finder, the depth. Take that home. And then the wheel. You know what? I'm taking this home. That way I can drive my boat all winter. There we go. All right, we have the main halyard, the topping lift, and the front halyard all disconnected. But since we're leaving the mast up, I have to secure them. I have to secure them well. So here we go for the front halyard. That's secure. If you look here, this is a topping lift. I'm going to secure here the main halyard, the front halyard, and I have them wrapped around the pole so they don't clang during the winter in case there's some wind. So this job is putting antifreeze into the head. The V-berth has been opened up so we have access to the seacock. We're going to open up that valve and then we're going to pull in the antifreeze. So the clamps are loose. It was a bit tight getting it off. This pipe is going to go into the antifreeze and pump it into the toilet. Okay, we've got the jar in there, the jar of the antifreeze. We have the hose in it. And now it's time to pump it into the toilet and get it through the system. Okay, on this toilet here, we have the exhaust to pump it out, and this is to pump it in. I'm going to pull the plunger up, and we should see it pumping in the water here. So that's still water. Now it's turning pink. So that means I'm getting it into the hose system. And it's come right through the hose, this hose here, gone through the system, gone through the valves. I'm going to put it back on here so we know it's on for the winter. Keep the valve off. That's off. And we're going to clamp her back up so it's all secure for next season. The toilet's done. Check out this bilge. Make sure it's clean, make sure it's free of water. It hasn't had any all year, so it should be fine. Here's the bilge. This is the fuel tank. We have the electric bilge just in front. It's clean, it's dry. Let me see here. Oh, dry as can be. So just a little bit of cleaning and then we'll be good. All right, so it's pretty well winterized except for the freshwater holding tank, which is underneath here. So I'm just going to check to see how much there is. And this is the tank. And we can check it visually right through here. Put my hand in there. And there's about 2 inches left. So I am actually going to pump it out with a foot pump into the sink, and the rest I will vacuum. So with only that much water in there, I should be able to pump this out no problem. So we are starting to get some air. So we'll continue pumping this until there's no more water coming out. Then I will vacuum the rest of it out of the tank. There we go. Dry. Okay, so we got the boom all secure, and we have this piece of wood there to keep it in place. It's secured to the binnacle, grab bar, and the binnacle is covered for the winter. And then we have this main sheet here that's going to come off, and then this is going to be one of the main supports for the bracing, the cage we're going to build for the tarp. And then once the tarp is done, look at that. We can come in here and we can enjoy the winter. One of the things I always do at the end of season is fill up the fuel tanks. So this is the diesel, that's the gasoline. So we filled up the diesel tank. We didn't use much this year, about $20 worth of diesel. And this is a pump out. And so we did have a pump out, even though we never used it, except for water. I tried to get a discount because it was turtless, but I couldn't get the discount. Anyway, so pump out and they wash it out. And this is the service docks, and there's the marine office. So anyways, that's it. We're finished.